This is a demo on Catalina's online bill paying solution called Account Central. What this system allows you to do is it allows your customers or even your sales folks to be able to log in and pay bills for their customers. So it integrates directly with Dynamics SL's AR module. So I'm currently logged in. I'm logged in as a user that actually has access to uh, paying bills for multiple customers. So this could be an example of a sales rep that would be able to log in, choose an account to take a credit card from. The customer goes ahead and gives them a credit card number, or we have a credit card number on file and then pay. In many cases, if it's just the customer that logs in, they would only be tied to one account, wouldn't have a drop down list box like this. But in this case, I am logged in as a little bit more of a super user, and I can go ahead and take payments for multiple customers. So when I go into the system, I can go ahead and see basically a statement with all of my invoices, payments, credit memos, those types of things. I can drill down into one of these and I can see an invoice. Let's look at the next page here, and I can see some additional ones like these here are invoices that were created from a shipper. We can take invoices and allow payment on any kind of invoice, regardless of how it was created in Dynamics SL, whether it was created from the service module or project, or through the invoice and memo, or through order management, like with a sales order or a shipper. So in this case, this is actually an order management one. So going back to this, I want to go ahead and create a new invoice, and we'll go ahead and watch how this integration works all the way through. So I'm going to bring up the invoice and memo screen, and this is in Dynamics SL, and I'm going to go ahead and create it for this customer. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill out the information. The reason why I'm using invoice and memo is just because it's the easiest way to create an invoice as opposed to generating sales order and shipper and all that stuff. But it could come from anywhere you want. So here I go. I'm just creating this. I'm going to go ahead and create one, and let's do 2.23 so I can see it separated. Actually, there's some additional charges that happen for this customer automatically through SL, so it comes out to 241. So we're just going to be looking for $2.41. So I'm just going to go ahead and release this. And so this SL will go ahead and create the invoice, and this is a Dynamics SL screen, so nothing right now needs to be done. So the process is complete. Let me go and hit OK. Then I'm going to minimize this, and we're going to go back to, let me just make this a little bit smaller so we can see it all on the screen a little bit easier. And let me just refresh this. And there's my $2.41. So you can see we're integrated in real time. And so this is really important because if you're not integrated in real time, there's a strong chance that a customer or sales rep may go ahead and pay an invoice twice, and you really don't want that to happen. So when we're taking payment, we're interacting directly with Dynamics SL so that you minimize that risk. I can go ahead and look in this invoice, and I can see in real time. So if there is an update to this invoice, I'll see it the next time the page refreshes. So I can go ahead and pay that, or I could pay one or more invoices if I want to. I'm just going to go ahead and pay this one, and I'm going to proceed to payment. And that's for the 241. So I can see here that I've got now a payment screen. I can pay with either a credit card or electronic check. And if I've got, say, a card that's already on file, which I do in this case, I can use that, or I can pay with a new card. I'm just going to go ahead and pay with this. And we use a product called PayFabric, which allows us to do PCI compliant payment processing so that we never have to go ahead and touch the credit card number. So this is just a tokenized version of the credit card. We don't store it anywhere on servers or anything like that. This is being stored on PayFabric servers that you never have to worry about. And so PayFabric goes ahead and deals with all that PCI compliance, and it just minimizes your risk. So I'm just going to hit continue, and it's going to go ahead and do its payment. You can see it's processing, and what this is doing is communicating securely with PayFabric, saying I want Pay Fabric to go ahead and process $2.41 for that particular credit card on file. If we wanted to go ahead and capture a new card, we could do that and save it for future use. And then I've got an authorization code. So now, this is in test modes, so we're not really charging my card for $2.41. But if we were pointing to the live servers of Pay Fabric, we would go ahead and get an actual live authorization code. So now if I go back into SL, and let me go ahead and bring up my SL screen, and let me go into payment application. Because in this case, we went ahead and created a payment and applied it to that invoice. And you can see here, we've got this $2.41, and it's already there, and it's got a doc balance of 0. Now, this is a really important part also, and this is dealing with batches. And in this case, for demo purposes, I'm showing one payment per batch, but that's probably not what you're going to want. You're going to want to go ahead and have daily batches so that when we go ahead and start applying payments, we'll go ahead and look for a batch, a daily batch that's open. If there's one that's open, we'll go ahead and use that. But if there's one that's not open, then we'll go ahead and create a new batch and then save the payment in that batch. And we probably also would do grouping of batches as well. Sometimes you don't want to go ahead and just have one big batch because payments are different. So American Express is a different type of payment than Visa, MasterCard, just because you're going to get charged more for American Express, those types of things. Same way with e-check or ACH, you may want to go ahead and have those in a separate batch. So in many cases, what our customers like to do is to go ahead and group their batches together. So you say we go ahead and put all of American Express in one batch for the day, and we'll put all Visa, MasterCard, Discover in another batch, and then we would go ahead and put ACH and e-check in a third batch. So, but it's really up to you. You can do whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and just release this guy, and we'll let that go through. And Dynamics SL does its thing. So we're processing. This is okay. Here we go. And process is completed. I'll go ahead and say OK. And now let's go ahead and show how this actually got applied. So if I go into my customer maintenance, and this is just going to show how it applied against that customer. So if I go into that customer, CT0100, and I bring up my activity, and I'm going to include applications, I say refresh. And there we go. We can see that I created the invoice and then it ended up getting applied to it. So really the only thing that you had to do as an administrator on the back end is to go ahead and release the batch. We could go ahead and release the batch, but generally most of our customers would rather go ahead and release the batch themselves to make sure that they know what's going on with that. So anyway, hopefully this helps with how our online bill payment and the product's called Account Central, how that works, and how your customers can go ahead and do self-help and pay their invoices, look at their statements, and those types of things. If you've got any questions, feel free to email us at sales@catalinatechnology.com. Thank you very much.